New tonight on the night team, a growing memorial at a family-owned market in the Shawnee neighborhood. The memorial has been non-stop with friends and family remembering the 19-year-old tonight who worked for his family business and was killed outside the store. WHAS11 night team's Connor Steffen talked to people who say he died a hero.
At the corner of 41st and Market sits family-owned B&S Food Mart.
The family, not good, you know. I want to say as good as expected, but his father didn't know the price of his store was going to cost him his child.
Their lives forever changed on Wednesday.
Yeah, they devastated the community.
No longer will you see a flashing open sign.
Just a growing memorial for 19-year-old Neil Nye. You can see friends have written messages on balloons. They've posted flowers on the shop storefront, pictures of memories. And of course, there's a whole lot of love here tonight. What was he like as a person, as a friend?
As a friend, bro, he was a good person, bro. He was a really good person. He was a kind person, a respectful person.
He helped everybody. He helped pay bills, he helped feed people's kids, he helped the community as a whole.
A community now mourning his loss.
He definitely died a hero.
One of the shop's employees tells us Neil was closing the store early Wednesday morning. That's when LMPD says officers found him with a gunshot wound. He would later die on the way to the hospital.
You were a couple blocks away when you heard the gunshots.
Yeah, I was a block away. On Cecil Avenue.
Neil's friend had just left the store too.
I never thought he was about to get robbed or get killed, none of that. I never thought that. He was a good person, bro. I never thought he'll get shot.
LMPD is still looking for a suspect or suspects. As for Neil's family,
I called him my best friend. I come in here, hey best friend, you know, like he was so funny.
Kiana Kennemore will never see her best friend again. A life gone too soon, too many words left unsaid.
And in the black community, it's sad because we don't have a lot of those places where, you know, you can just go and talk.
And the message coming from friends tonight.
Is there anything else you want to get out there?
Put the guns down, bro. Put the guns down.
Say stop and put down the guns. I really wish they would put them down.
They're adamant. Even with tragedy, Neil's beaming smile won't soon be forgotten. In the Shawnee neighborhood, Connor Steffen, the WHAS 11 night team, on your side.
A man in Shelby County is facing disciplinary action after allegedly bringing a gun on an elementary school property. In a letter sent home to parents, Heritage Elementary School Principal J.J. Black said they received reports that an adult had a gun tucked into the back of his pants. School administration immediately escorted the person to the office for an investigation. The statement says that there was a quick response from local law enforcement and students were dismissed by individual classes. We have also contacted authorities in Shelby County to get more details about the adult and any connection to the school. A woman is dead after a crash on the Waterston Expressway right near the airport. This happened tonight about 6:30. A woman was driving east, according to police, when she rear-ended the car in front of her. She was taken to the hospital where she died a few hours later. No other injuries were reported and all lanes of traffic in the area have since reopened. Louisville Mayor Craig Greenberg wants to get your input on the next permanent chief for Louisville Metro Police. Mayor Greenberg announcing the 2 public virtual town halls today. The mayor wants people to share what qualities and characteristics they want in LMPD's next police chief. The first will be this Monday, May 15th from 6 until 7, and the second on Saturday, May 20th from 3 to 4. Both meetings will be held over Zoom, and you can find links to those town halls on our website, WHAS11.com. Well, happening tonight, the former Urban League leader, Sadiqa Reynolds, has a new honor to her name in Louisville. The street at 30th and West Market will now be known as Sadiqa Reynolds, a.k.a. Run With Us Way.
1, 2, 3.
It looks great. Tonight, Councilmember Donna Purvis unveiled that new street sign in the Russell neighborhood for the former Louisville Urban League leader. Reynolds, who still lives in Louisville, says she is honored that her work in the community has not gone unnoticed and that she will continue to work to improve the community.
I have found the thing that I am willing to die doing. And in this community, we have so many phenomenal allies. They are black, sure, they are white. They are rich, they are not rich. There are so many people, and I say this too. This sports complex was built, finished in a pandemic amidst a lot of tension and civil unrest in our community. But it took black people and white people, rich people, poor people to do this. We did this together.
Reynolds is now the CEO of the Perception Institute, which is based in Brooklyn, New York. Purvis also dedicated another portion of South 30th Street at West Muhammad Ali. That corner is now named after Eugene Kinkle Jones, a leader of the National Urban League and one of the 7 founders of Alpha Phi Alpha at Cornell University. Also new tonight, a special first pitch tonight at the Louisville Bats game at Slugger Field as the team honored first responders, including those who responded to the mass shooting at Old National Bank on April 10th. Representatives from Louisville Fire, Louisville Metro Police, ATF, and the FBI threw out the pitch to kick off 502 Connect Night. The Bats also sold these special T-shirts with 100% of the proceeds going to the Old National Bank Survivors Fund. All new right now on the night, team candidates are entering their final stretch before Kentucky's primary election next Tuesday. Hosting events all across the state on this Friday night. They're trying to earn your votes, but some people have already made their voices heard. Tonight, WHAS 11 night teams Taylor Woods and photojournalist Ian Hardwitt have been checking in on the final campaigning. And Taylor, you got a good look at the early voting setup tonight. How's it going?
Well, Doug, so far it's been a smooth process for early voters, but for poll workers, the turnout has been much lower, which is something they expected for this primary election.
All in and out in 5 minutes.
Voters like Tom Marksberry give the early voting setup for next Tuesday's primary a good review. Smooth and easy. Poll workers tell us it's a breeze.
A lot of them are looking at the ballots and was like, is this all? And we're like, yeah, this is a short ballot. Like, when y'all come back in November, it's going to be longer.
Early voters say poll workers in Louisville's Pairstown neighborhood are doing great at answering their questions about changing their personal information.
People are so nice. We need to change our address. Ty helped us. It was great. The volunteers are always great.
So far, at different early voting locations in Louisville, it's been busy.
So far at this location, we've had about 500 people within 2 days.
The projected statewide turnout is predicted to be very low at 10%. But just within 2 days in Louisville, the total amount of voters have ranged between 200 to 600 people at different sites, for a total of 6,726 at 10 early voting polls from Thursday and Friday.
Of course, early voting started yesterday.
In Elizabethtown, we found Kentucky Attorney General Daniel Cameron campaigning and remaining hopeful that more than 10% will show up.
I want to encourage people tonight to get to the polls, and we're hoping that we'll get more than 10%. That's our goal.
However, early voters and poll workers are encouraging everyone to make their vote count in this election.
Vote early if you can. It makes it so much easier.
And remember, with Kentucky's new early voting plan, that means you can vote tomorrow. The polls open early tomorrow at 8 a.m. at 10 select polling locations in Jefferson County. And we will list them for you right here in just a second. And this information is also on our website, WHAS11.com. In studio, I'm Taylor Woods for the WHAS 11 night team on your side.
All right, Taylor, thank you. Well, how about the other candidates? Several of the GOP candidates for governor were out tonight trying to get voters to the polls. Kelly Craft tonight was in Clay County. She spoke with voters at Pat's Snack Bar in Manchester. Meantime, Ryan Quarles campaigning in Paducah, Kentucky, talking with voters downtown, setting up a spot right near the riverfront in the western Kentucky city. And Somerset, Kentucky Mayor Alan Keck returned home to Somerset tonight to spend time with his family before campaigning in that very region again this weekend. Well, Kentucky's Secretary of State Michael Adams has already released some polling numbers from early voting. More than 23,000 Kentuckians used no excuse early voting yesterday. Nearly 3,500 have used in-person excused absentee voting. Meantime, more than 11,000 Kentuckians have returned their mail-in absentee ballots. As we just mentioned, you now have Saturday voting. It's a great thing for people who can't make it to vote on weekdays. Here are the locations open tomorrow for early voting in Jefferson County. You can go to Bowman Field, the Jeffersonian, the Kentucky Center for African American Heritage, the Sun Valley Community Center in southwest Jefferson County, Mary Queen of Peace, that's on Dixie Highway, the Triple Crown Pavilion, Broadbent Arena at the Fairgrounds, Old Forester's Paris Town Hall, and Linden Elks Lodge 2052. Polls tomorrow on Saturday are open from 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. And if you can't make early voting, primary election day is next Tuesday, May 16th. The polls will be open from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Make sure to bring a valid ID. Kentucky's Education Commissioner, Dr. Jason Glass, is now a finalist for the superintendent job in Baltimore County, Maryland. Based off a recent statement made by Glass, it seems he's ready to move on from the Bluegrass state, whether he gets the job or not. In a statement, Dr. Glass says serving as commissioner in his home state has been an honor and he's proud of the work they have done. However, he does go on to say that he's looking for a place to put down roots and have, quote, a long-term and meaningful impact on an educational system. Former JCPS school board member Sam Corbett of Louisville told WHAS11 News today education in Kentucky continues to be increasingly political. Glass has been heavily criticized by the Republicans in Frankfort and the GOP field for governor. Each has voiced their intention to get rid of Glass.
Obviously, the commissioner has to look out after his own welfare and his family's welfare. He's put it out there that he's a candidate for this position. So obviously, if he doesn't get this position, he's more than likely going to be looking for other opportunities down the road.
A KDA spokesperson says Glass has not accepted the Baltimore job or any other job at this time. She adds until that and if that occurs, he continues to serve as education commissioner. Glass's contract runs through September 2024.